Hello, hello, and happy Friday. Hey, Prestel. Today is launch day, but I don't know when exactly today it's going to be. So I might just do a morning stream. Let me say this, we're definitely launching something today. And I'd kind of like to just stop after the morning. So if we can get done with everything in the morning, then great. If not, fine, I can still stream in the afternoon. But I kind of want to get this out there. Leave the gym right away. This was worth it. All right, have a good workout. Take care, Pretzel. Hope to see you again later. So, Xyletics left, hey, Menegmite. Xyletics left a very thoughtful comment here, which I shall show, which is basically saying, hey, I don't think badges should be in the game, or medals should be in the game. And I kind of tend to agree. So the way that things work right now is there is I'll just say this, so there's a bronze time, and then we compute the silver and gold times from that. And if you finish the objective in under those times, you get a medal. Medals only do two things. One is bragging rights, and two is give you more perk points. So bragging rights, obviously not a lot of people are going to probably care about those. Hey, Xyletics, I'm just talking about your message right now. And the give you more perk points thing, I commented on this on stream, and Xyletics talked about it too. But there's certain things that are like win more mechanics. You know, imagine there's some skill-based game, and by getting like S rank on one level, it becomes easier to do so on another level. Well, the people then who are getting, let's say, like a C rank, it's going to be harder for them to do it on another level because whatever you got on the first level, whatever rewards you got, you're not getting now. So in my mind, this isn't a huge problem because at the end of the day, like, what is bone mode? It's a way to extend the game. It's a way to have fun. And no matter what, you will complete every scenario. Unless I start adding timers to it. Hey, Leapy Girl. YouTube stream is still behind on Twitch for me. Should I blame my internet? I think it's just the difference between the platforms. Unless you're talking like 30 seconds behind, that could be a problem. But if it's, 5 seconds or even, well, probably about 5 seconds or so, I think that's probably just normal. Part of it is because there are two settings on each platform. Well, sorry, one setting on each platform, which is like what level of latency do you want? So do you want to prefer chat or do you want to prefer video quality, for example? And I think on Twitch, I have it set to preferred chat. So it should be pretty quick when you hear me versus when I see your answer. And on YouTube, I just don't care. So I think I have it set to like prefer video quality or something. So that probably leads to a little bit of a drift between the two. Anyway, so what does this do for player mentality? And I think, so this is what they do for the game. But then, yeah, what do medals do for player mentality? And I think the only upside is if players want to strive for a medal, but there are other ways we could achieve that. With achievements being one of them, we could just say something like challenge, beat X scenario with only Y meta perk points or something like that, upgrade points, in under Z time or something. That could be an achievement, for example. And I think the only problem with achievements presenting this is there's nothing in the game to enforce this. But I guess you could add UI for it. You could have UI that says like you're in achievement mode now. So it basically shows a timer, tells you when you fail. Yeah. I actually don't like when some games have an achievement or some hidden thing and there's no way to know if you've failed it already. So it might be something like, let's say, complete a level without taking damage, but you've got like 1,000 life and you've got regeneration. You might have taken 1 damage and then just healed back up to full, and you'd never know. Like, maybe the UI doesn't tell you that. So you finish a level and then you realize, wait, that didn't count. Like, what did I do wrong? And then, yeah, come to find out, it's like, oh, I took 1 point of damage or something. Hey, Patsy. So anyway, I'm going to read through this message on stream and we're going to take a look at this. So after watching a recent playtest for the changes, started to question whether, oh, by the way, I've already read this before. I'm just setting context again. Started to question whether or not medals make sense and reflecting on my own runs. At minimum, I think perk points need to be disconnected from medals. Maybe perk points have diminishing returns or caps for each scenario. So if we were to just sum up what Xyletic said, separate upgrade points from medals, and maybe have diminishing returns for upgrade points when completing the same scenario. We're gonna have a release party? No. Happy Friday, Betsy. These are my rough thoughts around why I think individual scenario medals do not fit. Balance, you have to balance the game around your runs. So this I don't super agree with, but I get the point. I don't really think balance is important for this, because my goal was that everyone would eventually get every single medal. But I get the point of why Xyletic said this. Perhaps playtester run averages, since there are meta perks and everyone will choose the same one, creates a wide variety of choice, especially if players go back after a few more runs. This naturally leads to some runs feeling too easy, some feeling too hard. There's also no feedback presented to the player telling them what to change. This I don't think has to do with medals, but I get why it factors into the feedback thing on balance. Perk points, a good player beats the scenarios rewarded more. We talked about this already. And then run pressure. Seeing individual medals to me creates this underlying pressure to want to get gold or feel like I'm doing something wrong. Also makes me feel like I don't want to experiment. So this stood out to me because, yeah, I think this is one of the problems that I had with some decisions back when we had a timer that was enforced. If you could lose, then a minute that you spend trying something that doesn't work is a minute that the game tried to balance such that you're going to fail now. Anyway, here are my rough suggestions. Individual scenario medals are removed. Scenarios now show your best time. Oh yeah, and then show that. Yeah, so let's write that down. Show best time for each scenario. Always get X per points regardless of time. Subsequent runs can be less or whatever you determine to fit best. Use achievements so players set their own goals. Doesn't mean the players have fun trying to accomplish a goal. Currently, there's no way to compare yourself to previous runs. This, by the way, we have a plan to do this to some extent, but it's probably going to be pretty basic. It's set artificial limits on themselves, try to get gold. Achievement. Okay, so I think this is good. I think this is what I would sum this down to. But I think there is one question I have, which is how do we do this when you can have different amounts of upgrades before a run? And I think we just combine the two. So it's like best times, and it's just a table that says something like, how do you do this? There we go. It's got something like upgrades or upgrade points spent and then time. So when you spend, let's say 0 points, you get a time of, let's say 20 minutes. And then when you spent, 100 points, you have a time of 17 minutes and 42 seconds. And we somehow keep track of it here. Maybe we bucketize these so they're always the same. Like we do less than 50, or I guess 0, and then less than 50, less than 100, 16 minutes, 59 seconds or something, and so on and so forth, greater than or equal to 100. And this would be your best possible time, maybe 14 minutes and 12 seconds or something. Hey, Baylor. Hey, Free Technic. Happy Friday. So I think this is actually pretty decent. We don't need to say that you had 47 points versus 48. We don't need to tell you what the upgrades are. We can just let you figure that out. Maybe there is a best combination. I think some of this might suck the fun out of the game a little bit, because there'd probably be a meta game here where it's like certain upgrades are probably better. So if you have upgrade A and B, it's pretty much always going to give you a better time than, let's say, like C and D. And if players know this, then pretty much every time they do a challenge, they're going to be like, oh yeah, just if you're going for time, use these ones. But that's not really a concern for right now. And if that becomes a problem, we can do something about that. Optimizing reduces fun once optimized. Who would have thought? I think there are ways you can make the best way to play the most fun. And in this case, one of the ways we could, Like a way that we could accomplish this is we just say your best time, no breakdown whatsoever. So if you see 12 minutes and 47 seconds, you're going to pretty much assume they had every upgrade. Playing with every upgrade is probably the most fun way to play. But then for the people who want challenges, I guess, you wouldn't see your own personal leaderboard for this, which I'm not really super sold one way or another on how exactly we should do this. But I think this is probably the worst way, because the very first time, your very first run ever, is going to be a run where you don't have all upgrades, because it's impossible. So your time is going to be X. And then the next time you try, you will have had more upgrade points, whether or not you spend more upgrades. So it's going to be some Y that is less than X. Almost certainly. It doesn't have to be. You could spend longer. And probably you'll have gained a lot of like player knowledge and experience in the time too. Or there's another thing we could do here, which is just don't show best time until the later challenges, which expect you to have some number of upgrades already. But I still wanted there to be some grinding there. So I think this is what I like the best for this. And I think that we probably just hold off until later and we just show you a best time for now. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And yeah, I do think we probably just try removing metals. I should probably write all this stuff in here somewhere. Removing metals. So Xyletics left this message. Where'd that message go? Here. Talking about why metals probably aren't great for the game. The basic suggestions boiled down to this. And the rationale was that it negatively affects player mentality. And possibly something else, but I don't have this open anymore. Makes the game hard to balance. Affects perk points. I think this is the part that resonated with me the most. Yeah. That it negatively affects player mentality. But is this different from how a best time would affect you? I guess the first time you do anything, it's always going to be your best time. So you're not competing with something because you don't know a baseline yet. By having a best time, the very first time you do that thing, it's guaranteed to be your best. So, i.e., without a baseline set, you don't know whether you're doing well or poorly until you do your second run or look at other people's times. So who does this appeal to? Who's going to come back and do the farming scenario again? Who would come back and do scenarios again due to having a best time showing? I don't know. Like, I almost wonder if for today we just delete metals and we don't put in a best time for now. But, and also knowing that it's a playtest and then I'm going to launch something today. So let's say we came up with a bunch of perfect 100% have to do this, everybody agrees kind of suggestions, and it's going to take 3 days. We'll still do them, but we're just not going to do them before launching. I want to launch something today because there are some playtesters I have kind of lined up that I think I'll still gain some benefit by watching them. Times might be just for the achievements. Yeah. Yeah, well, and in that case, I think we'd hold off on this till later. So I don't think the majority of the player base would care too much about this. And speaking from personal experience, I've played a bunch of different Mario Kart games, and I've mentioned this before, but racing is one of the few games where I think everyone kind of agrees that a time is fine because it's literally racing. And I don't care about my times. I just care about, like, did I come in first place or not? but I don't ever really do the time trials or I'm like, oh, here, I'm definitely going to speed this up. But given that it's a racing game, I think it's reasonable that those things exist. And I know that some people do care about those. But again, personally, I don't. And in this game too, I think I might play it, and it's hard to think if it were someone else's game. But anyway, if it were someone else's game, I'm trying to think, like in Vampire Survivors, did I try getting the best time or anything? No, I tried doing things based on what would unlock the next things for me. And in Vampire Survivors, actually, I guess it's kind of an interesting thing. Vampire Survivors had unlocks based on, like, I'm going to say random challenges. I should just say arbitrary. E.g., beat this level in under X time, collect X gold, etc. Hey, Meridio. Hey, Phil. Just put on my tenting kit and not worth it. Not worth it? Really? Oh, man. I wonder if it's just one of those, like, it takes longer to get used to. Huh. Keyboard IT guy. I don't know what you typed, but hi. You don't like it? That's too bad. Yeah, that's too bad. One of my favorite games ever is straight time trial racing. What's the game? Also, if that's the niche of the game, I feel like it's a little different from it being an add-on to an existing game. Like, let's say you took a game you like and it's whatever, I don't know, Super Smash Bros. And now it's like, let's throw a timer in. Does it become more fun? It's called Phantom Spark. Interesting. I've never even heard of that. The best feeling racing game out there. Precision time trial racing against NPC champions in the campaign or other players on leaderboards. Ooh, this has like a sort of a pseudo F-Zero appearance to it. I really like the aesthetics of this. Huh. 96% are positive. Out of curiosity, what do the negative ones say? Promotional material is misleading. You're not racing against other people. You're racing ghosts of yourself or others. That's it. There is no more. There are no boosts. There's no drifting. There's some special skills to be had. What they give you. You can accelerate, decelerate, coast. Huh. Interesting. I mean, my intro to this was it's a time trial only game from Magnetic Bind, so I feel like my expectations were set correctly. But yeah, I didn't really look at the Steam page too much. Anyway. Do you ever wear contacts? No. Hit the wrong macro. Okay. I was like, am I supposed to make sense of that? So I think this was cool. Can I see this in Vampire Survivors? Unlocks guide. Yeah, let's just look at that. All unlocks. Yeah, here we go. This is what I was thinking. Get Fire Wand to level 4, get Lightning Ring to level 4. This is pretty interesting because I don't have this in the game. And I wonder if I should have something like this in the game. These are all essentially very small, sort of easy to accomplish challenges. Like, the odds that this happens to you without you even knowing this exists is pretty good. You will probably have this happen to you at some point. Same thing with this, or same thing with this. The gold stuff's all pretty much guaranteed to happen. These other ones are not necessarily gonna happen, like this. Or what else? Yeah, some of these like objective ones. And I remember there being new ones. Maybe this is written early on, 2023. That's not that early. But anyway, I remember there being other ones that I think were actually tough, but I don't recall. Either way, the point is that in order to get some of this stuff, you would just keep in mind different tasks. And that's kind of like how Kirby Air Ride did it too. There were a whole bunch that you would just naturally get, and then ones you would have to, where do we have the objectives? And then ones where you'd really have to try to do something different. Yeah, something like this. Like break a CPU's machine 5 times or more. You'll probably do that. You'll probably do this. But then some of them were like, no, a lot of those are kind of normal. I'm trying to see which were the ones where, I don't know. I remember even Super Smash Bros. I think to unlock Mewtwo, you had to just like play for more than 20 hours. This is fun at first glance because you're like, oh, cool, you can unlock a character after just playing the game. But whenever you get a new copy of the game or your friend just gets the game and you're like, I want to play as Mewtwo, then it's like, well, let's leave the GameCube on overnight. So anyway, achievements have come a long way since then. But yeah, that style of doing things I think would be probably more interesting. And it almost makes me wonder if we should change how unlocks work. But yeah, I think we'll remove medals today. Remove medals and consider how we give out upgrade points. I like this idea if we're ever going to do this. Yeah, there. I thought one of the design pillars was no failure. Yeah, I still don't think we're adding in like a failure mode here. Hey, Mars. Okay, so if we do add a best time, I think it could be done later. I also think it could be accompanied by how many upgrade points you spent, if that's actually important to people. That way your first run on a new scenario could still be meaningful. I'm gonna hold off on that for now though. Diminishing returns, how many per time? Right, it's 15. Guess mini challenges could be a fun way to unlock meta perks. Yeah, well, and they don't even need to be too crazy. It could just be something like have a fully upgraded farm. And maybe we say, but not on the farming scenario. I don't know. Like, you will accomplish this if you just leave the game running for long enough. You'll get enough money and then you'll just buy every single perk. In fact, by buying every single perk, I guess it would complete practically all of the challenges. So I'm not really sure what these would be. And I don't know that I want to do them anyway. I like the idea, but I also kind of just like the idea of you getting random new perks as you play. So let's keep things simple for now. So my conclusions are we can get rid of medals and see what that does. We can hold off on displaying a best time until later. I don't think it's going to change the playtest very much. And a different way of unlocking perks could be having challenges just to get players to do more, but I don't think it's needed yet. Plus, most of the challenges can probably be completed by continuing a run and unlocking every single perk. All right. So let's answer these questions. Do we have diminishing returns? I think we're going to say no for now. And how many per time? Like 15, since that's what I was balancing based on. And also because 15 is pretty fun. You can unlock a couple things every time. How many perk points do you need? That's a question I never answered. I should probably save this file, huh? Yeah, let's go do that. CM save. What's the date today? 10/3/25? Yeah. All right, let's load up the file. And let's give myself 9,000 perk points. I just want to count how many does it take to get everything. Because I don't actually know. And it's easier to just click a bunch of buttons than it is to look through the code. We're going to do this. All right, we click refund. We got 9,000 points, and now I just click everything. Okay, so it is 722. Seriously? 722 points? That's more than I thought. I'm doing the math right on that, right? Yeah. Wow, that's more. Yeah. So divided by 15, that's 48 runs you'd have to do. I mean, I did want there to be some grindiness to this. 48 seems like a lot. Also, where is that number coming from? This takes 77. This takes 150. This takes 280. That's 90. That's 80. And that's 45. So this one was the most at 280. And more starting customers is pretty powerful. So I guess that's what you're grinding out at the end. And what did I say? 722 points. So by far the bulk of them, 39% of the points you spend go into this upgrade. And then this one, 150 go into that upgrade. So 21%. Workers, customers. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think these also trivialize runs. So I don't know, maybe we change this stuff over the time that we had this. 48 runs, man. I wonder if we should speed that up for the playtest. I don't really think you need these. Have you received any feedback that counters my thoughts on metals? I imagine some people may like them. I think nothing specifically. Like Matt has been sharing gold medal runs. He's also kind of said that he will grind gold on something before moving on. So I mean, it is changing people's play styles. I guess that's kind of the question here is like, if I make them sort of optional enough, whatever that means, are they doing something good for the game? You know what though? I had a bunch of playtest notes that I found from, I want to say maybe 3 weeks ago. So before we made a bunch of these changes, and I went through all the notes that I wrote from this particular person. I was watching them play the game. It was back when challenge mode was timed. They originally said it felt very overwhelming. And I looked through all the notes to see, have we addressed what their concerns are? And a lot of them, yes. One of their big concerns was the same thing I've heard a bunch, which is you get perks for things you don't have. And they didn't like that. So that hasn't really been addressed, except for we did lower the cost of buildings. And I guess these meta perks made it so that you can start with buildings. So that's bothering you. I guess you could change that. Same thing with starting with adventurers. So I guess it's been kind of addressed. Anyway, I think we have been trending in the right direction. Hey, Coach. So yeah. But yeah, that is kind of an interesting thing. What if we just didn't remove metals? Yeah, I don't know. I think something that might be kind of interesting is like, what if we kept metals, but they were just for bragging rights? So upgrade points given out is equal to 15 no matter what. Don't want to be the only influence. Yeah, I get that. And I don't want to be that easily influenced either. I think your rationale makes sense for this stuff. But it's true that we don't have a large sample size, or at least not people who commented on that. There were a lot more. I guess it's like if you make any 100 decisions, there are going to be like 10 or 15 that are either painful or delightful. And then there's going to be however many, probably like 50 that fade into the background. If you were to remove these, then some of these 50 would become the most painful or delightful ones, and then people would comment on them. So that's kind of what happened, right? People commented on things like, okay, I like meta progression. I don't like how perks are offered. I don't like the timer, those sorts of things. And then when it came to medals, it was like, oh, well, yeah, they're a thing. The game have Steam achievements on launch, by the way? Probably, yeah. All right, well now I don't know. I'm torn. How about we just do this? We just change how we give out perk points. Yeah. Change how we give out. I think that's a good middle ground for now, and I'll just ask people more questions about this stuff. Make sure to ask playtesters about medals and how they feel. Change how we give out upgrade points so that it's always 15. Yeah, how about this? We can change how we give out upgrade points so that they're not tied to metals. Yeah. Okay, well, let's go get to work. So somewhere in the code we have, whoops, I just closed everything. I think I did. Somewhere in the code we have some metal stuff. We gotta go figure out where that is. Well, I guess the metals are fine. It's just we're gonna give out different perk points depending on how you do. Clean scenarios earns upgrade points, which you can spend on upgrades that affect all future runs. Okay, let's start a run. Let's now finish a run. How does this say? Gold medal, bronze medal, silver medal. I guess this doesn't tell you anything about perk points. The only thing it does is here, right? Hover for breakdown, medal earned. Spend these before your next run to unlock persistent upgrades. So we would just say upgrade points earned 15, no matter what. So there'd be no need for hover for breakdown. Does anything else show this stuff? No. So this is pretty much equivalent to however many scenarios you beat times 15. And then maybe in the future we change how you get these points a little bit. Maybe completing new scenarios will give you more points. But yeah, I think we change this. Hover for breakdown. Why is it not showing up? There it is. So end screen, end screen. This is showing in two different places. So we just say 15 for this. Not that that's even where that gets used. It's here. So this is always going to say 15. And then in here, instead of metals earned text, which we're going to delete, I guess, metal earned, perk points for metal, upgrade points. Yeah, we just delete all of this and delete this. Spend these before your next run to unlock persistent upgrades. And maybe just say something like you earn, oh wait, I gotta change this. Modify perk points earned, get perk points earned for metal. This is just gonna always return 15 to the point where this function isn't needed and is hopefully only called from one place. Yeah. Perk points earned equals 15. Done. And now we go change this and just delete it all. So we don't care about your metal earned. This is just a constant. This isn't needed. This isn't needed either. Hey, Matt. Also, Mid-Autumn Festival at Asia Times Square. So amazing street food and lion dances. Nice. Yeah. That's really cool. So I'll say you earn perk point, earn upgrade points for each scenario completed, even repeated scenarios. Yeah, there. Do we get a patch today? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to probably, based on how things are looking now, I'm probably going to launch it in the morning. So in the next like 3 hours. And I'm probably not going to stream in the afternoon. That's what I'm leaning toward. We originally had a bunch of plans this weekend. This evening, we're going to play the Slay the Spire board game. And then tomorrow we were going to go to, well, it doesn't matter where we were going to go. We were going to go somewhere, and now we're not going to go somewhere. And then Sunday we have plans too. So we had plans like kind of nonstop. I think we canceled tomorrow's plans when we realized how long they would take. And I don't think the weather's supposed to be good tomorrow either. Let me take a look. Tomorrow is actually not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. Don't lean over too much, you'll fall. This Dutch expression. Because I like it. All right, let's go try this out. So you should earn 15 no matter what now. Hey, Pheromon. I found this paragraph. You're displaying your code to the world. Let's say you write a bug into some server code that you showed while streaming. If your application ever gets popular, people can weed through the videos to find potential exploits. Something I hadn't considered. I've instilled fear in you. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the rest of that blog post too. This was, by the way, the blog post was the one on the post-mortem of Botland. And I tried to be as open as I could in there. And I like that post when I go back and read it. And I'm glad that I did it, even just as a journal entry. Like, I'll probably forget someday, hey, what happened? Or why didn't I try this? Or what was going on? And that really contextualizes how I felt about the whole thing. Not a Dutch expression, just me being a silly goose. Well, I still like it. It sounds like good Dutch wisdom. Both good reads? Yeah, I'm glad you liked him. Yeah, how's it going, Pheromon? All right, so now we click this and it says upgrade points 15. You earn 15 upgrade points for each scenario completed, even repeated scenarios. Spend these before your next run to unlock persistent upgrades. Okay, that sounds good, except for that I want to write repeated in italics. I don't actually remember the code. I think it's that. Let me just change this to a rich text label and put BB code on, and then try putting that. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Okay, so that's fine. We're good there. So I'm going to check this in. Always give 15 upgrade points. Medals are just for bragging rights now. They're not even stored anywhere. We'll see how this affects playtesters. And let's go take a look at that. Yep, looks good, looks good, looks good, and looks good. Cool, yeah. Oh, I said upgrades points? Thank you. Wait. Oh, you mean the commit message? Yes, in the commit message. Okay, that's less important. Thank you. It's going well. I do wonder sometimes if the detriments to streaming as a programmer far outweigh any benefits. I keep my expectations low, not trying to achieve anything amazing with what I do, but still I wonder. I still think, and you probably read about this, but my main things were accountability, and originally it was marketing. I think I would probably replace the marketing bit with sanity. So the accountability is 100% for sure there for me. When I'm streaming, I am usually productive. The sanity part, I don't know if I ever mentioned this in the blog post, but my very first internship I ever had was at a book publishing company where it was a small one. And I was the only dev, and my, I guess, boss was overseas. And I worked from my parents' basement. It was terrible. It was the worst experience probably ever because I started going crazy. It was my first internship, so there were a lot of things I just didn't know. I didn't know about work-life balance, for example. So I would procrastinate on tasks and then be like, okay, well, now I should do this. And it's like 8 p.m. So now I'm working in my personal time. I didn't have any other software engineers to learn from. And I was just like intern quality software dev. So I was probably making a bunch of mistakes. And just like everything fell on me. It just, yeah, I really, really didn't like it. So anyway, fast forward a bunch. I'm further in my career now. And if I were to make Skeleseller, let's say, on my own, I think I'd put a little less time into it, but it would be more productive when I do that because I wouldn't be distracted. But I think I'd probably go nuts because I think working in isolation for many months is very challenging. But Adam, you're still intern quality. Hey, Becca. Yeah. Okay, so I did write about that. Yeah, and thanks for the sub, Pheromon. Welcome in. Yeah, Empro Killer. I wrote the name of the keyboard in chat. It's a Korn keyboard, and I've got a video on it. I've got some resources on it. Feel free to ask any other questions you might have. Yeah. Poor guy was scared again. Hope he feels better tonight. He'll probably get used to it too with time. Yeah, I don't know what the turnaround time on hamsters are for getting over any anxiety, but I imagine it'll happen. Okay, there is something else I wanted to do here. There are probably a couple things actually. Let me take a look at my to-do list. Hey, Sinistella, you might do that. I'm not totally sure if people have made that specific joke. Add the meta perk for more rerolls. Now it's time to add a bunch of perks. Think of some more generated ones. I guess I'm going to delete this and delete this. This, I agree. We should add one more mana granting perk, but I'll just write this for later. Add more perks. I'm going to just check this off for now. What else do we have? This is done. So balancing, we did a lot of this. Yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this. I did this one. Probably keep the gold times the same, make bronze times lower. So how quickly you earn meta points. I already did this. Okay, so these are the tasks I still want to do. This stuff, I want to make it clear that you've unlocked new perks. Perks that control the game that never added icons. Yeah, so I think these are the work items I want to do, and then remove the twist tab. Imagine a smushing sound as you type. Just a squelching. All right, yeah, let's take a look at this. Swift shoes. It's not called Swift shoes, it's called worker speed. Yeah, here it is. So there are 5 levels of this. I think there are 5 levels of customer speed as well. But only after you get the perk for, which is now there by default, right? Maybe this was a mistake. Yeah, maybe this was a mistake. Because we give this to you no matter what. So there's really no point in this existing. If you're going to have it always, then we should just delete it and change the values. All right, well, how does the growth look on this? 20%, 25%, 30%, then what? 35%, and then 40%. Okay, so each level is giving you more than the prior level. But here it's constant. It's always plus 20%. So I guess at the very least, we might want to change this a bit or speed it up. I don't think this is super pressing. Hey, Bokanon, welcome back. Okay, yeah, I'm going to hold off on this for now. Holding off on this for now because it isn't super pressing. But the particle effect, this is something Matt suggested. I think this is good. I also don't think it needs to be like a crazy particle effect or anything. We can just go make a new thing, CPU particles, and we just need something sufficiently magical looking. That is not magical looking. Do we have any particle graphics in here somewhere? Particles. Ray. Neutral point light. Let's include that. Oh no, that's huge. That's not what I wanted. And if you get rid of this, it's just a dot. I don't feel like doing this. Yeah, I don't feel like doing this. Any reason for that? We had talked about this before. I don't fully remember. I think something about how does this work? Process material. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember why I didn't use this. Yeah, I think I'm not going to do this either. Oh man, I want to do this eventually though. I just don't want to do this now. But this one I'm not even sure about in the future. All right, make it clear you've unlocked new perks. So when you've completed this, it shows your time, your amount of gold you should have earned, your scenario that you did, how many upgrade points you got. Maybe there should be a rewards section that splits us out. Maybe the reward section is just here. Because I think it already tells you when you complete a challenge you haven't completed before. Yeah, you've unlocked the next scenario. Maybe it could say all of that here. Something like you've unlocked the next scenario, earned 15 upgrade points, and unlocked 2 new perks. Because I don't know how many people are going to go over here and click this and realize what's going on here. You've earned all unlockable perks already. What does that say if you haven't earned them all? You have earned complete bone mode runs to unlock town perks that can show up in future runs. Yeah, that's pretty good. And we have 14 of these. Kind of torn on all of this. Maybe I should just launch now. All right, well, where's the twist tab in the run? Here. No twist chosen yet. After buying enough town perks, you will be offered a twist. You will be offered a twist. Here it is. All right, so this is twist history. This doesn't need to exist because we deleted twists. There's a tab where these show, right? Show tab twist. Yeah, I think let's just gut the whole thing. Yeah, probably. Oh man, there's save data and stuff too. Oh man. Yeah, let's delete it all. This goes away. This goes away. Twist perk choice save data. Shouldn't I delete all of this? I should probably delete this too, huh? Base ability. Did we say base ability somewhere else? We did. That's what twist had as well. And I think I had some comment for why that was the case. Not feeling to say. Yeah, I don't know what's up. I think, honestly, I think it's just that these are not high priority things I wanted to do ahead of time, and they're going to have to happen at some point, and that it really isn't the time today. Like, people aren't going to say, well, I really like challenge mode, but there wasn't a particle system for that one effect, so I think it's boring. I do think it's probably going to be a little bit confusing that they haven't unlocked perks, but I also want to see someone kind of play through and see how this is going. Twist history save data. So this is going to be gone. This is going to be gone. There is no twist history, I guess. We're just going to delete this altogether. Anything else that exists here that isn't needed? I guess the scene. Yeah, the scene. Twist perk choice is probably going to be gone. So let's delete this. Let's delete this. Let's delete the twist history scene. And then let's search for twist, I guess. Yeah, as of this, I'm going to outright delete them. Perks are already positive, so those are good enough to replace twist. There was a twist sound effect that I really liked, though. I still want that somewhere. Twist header container. What is this? What is this? Choose town perks panel tab. What does this say? Twist? Oh, that's it? I guess just delete that then. Yeah. Okay, that one's done. Twist history and perks panel tab, that's going to be gone. Twist history doesn't exist. Yeah, just open anyway. Delete it. This is going to be quite the gutting. An ability that can be parameterized. Classes intend to be used as part of a twist in challenge mode, since we typically need to generate different magnitudes. I guess I should say this is used for perks in, probably shouldn't say bone mode, challenge mode, that can change over the course of the run. Yeah, that's good. Returns true if you're allowed to generate this. For example, maybe there's a perk saying crops grow faster. You only want to show if you actually have the farm. That's fine. This is in a folder called Twist. Oh, I guess we rename the folder to like generated abilities. Generated abilities. And then delete every single one of these in the game. Done. Okay, now we go back to searching for twists. Twist presented. This sound effect I'm just going to leave. I like it. We're not using it for anything. Whatever. Is showing twist. Twist per choice. This isn't going to exist. Presented twist. Num perks presented. What is this? Twist perk choice generator? This is going to be gone? Are we just not using this anymore? Pretty much. No? Okay, fine. Delete this too. Wow, this is sad. Yeah, so now this is gone. I guess just delete these things from here. It's going to be easier. So if save data is a twist perk choice, then add it to that. So all of the save data is going to just be town perk choice save data. So we don't need to do this anymore. But we might need this to exist. Generic save data. Oh, interesting. I mean, there's got to be an else here for something, right? Do we have other trackers that do this? Battle perk choice tracker. Load. We just cast them. Okay, I'm going to cast them here too then. Cast to town perk choice save data. Put this over here. Call this the same thing. And then delete all of this. Okay. Anything else? Temporarily disabling twists. Goodbye. Yeah, it's not going to exist anymore. Enemy stat multiplier from twist. This is still valid. It just isn't from twists anymore. It's from perks, I guess. From perks. Yeah. This does cease to exist. Hopefully nothing is using this anymore. Well, at least the word twist is very unique. It's not like it's, you know, if it were the word if or something like that, it'll show up all over your coding and it doesn't matter if you named a variable that. But twist is basically never used for anything else other than this one thing. So it's very easy to find and then replace them all. And we're almost done. This actually isn't going too poorly. We have, what, 32 more references we have to look through? That's not bad. Yeah, this doesn't exist. This now has no reason to exist. If perk choice UI.choice is town perk choice, this is always going to be the case. So grant effect from town perk is now the only function that needs to exist. So this can just be gone. And this can ideally take in a town perk choice. Why is it even overridden? Curious. Yeah, we cast it. That's fine. So all we need is this, right? Town perk choice. Perk choice UI. What's the problem with this? Does it need UI there? No. Where's that come from? There's a grant function somewhere. Here it is. Town perk choice. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Cannot convert type perk choice to town perk choice. Why? Strange. Do they not inherit from one another? They don't. No, they... What? Oh, they don't. Oh. Then how did I do this? What did this code used to say? Town perk choice. Get the ability from that. Huh. All right, let's look at the deleted code. Oh, dot choice. Oh, whoops. Okay, that's why. All right, so now this isn't needed, and this presumably isn't needed. Twist is already unlocked. Unlocked, yep, cool. All right, any others in here? Generate twist. Delete, 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 delete. Okay, this is deleted, I guess. And now we just have a whole bunch of stuff in here. This was not bad at all. Yep, 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 yep. All right. Now, why is there a bunch of red here? I think this is stale. I think we just rebuild and everything will be fine. Get reroll tooltip. Did I delete something extra? No, it's right there. Well, the code generator isn't running. That's strange. Yeah, that's strange. There must be some other error then. That isn't one of the... Oh, there it is. Invalid expression term. Whoops. What's the invalid expression? I don't even see it. What am I missing? What am I missing here? Tab title, twist tab title. Was it just having a comma at the end? Apparently it was. Okay, duplicate ability. This is what I forgot to delete the old ones. Auto fishing. Yeah, it exists in 2 locations. How is that possible? It's just this one that exists in 2 locations? I must have accidentally pressed F5 while I had that open. Nice, everything works. Okay, before we push anything today, which I'm not going to do it right now, but before we do this, I'm going to have to run through a whole thing and just make sure that nothing's totally broken here. Like, we can buy perks, we're getting rerolls, this is all working. Hey, TJ. Yeah, it's going well. At least coding wise. Mentality wise, something's off about me. I don't know what it is. Also, yesterday I slept for, I don't know, I ended the stream and I slept for like an hour and a half extra. And then last night we were at a friend's place and I was like, man, I think we got to get going. And it was, I don't know, 9:30 or 10. It's not super late. And I came home and kind of just relaxed for a little bit and then went to sleep. So I've been sleeping a lot more than normal lately. I'm not totally sure. Am I like slightly under the weather? I don't totally feel it. Maybe getting sick? Yeah, maybe. Didn't you change your workout schedule? I did, but I actually feel a little better after doing that. I don't have allergies. I could be developing them, I guess, but I'd be kind of surprised by that. So yeah, maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm doing too much or something. Could be anything. Maybe it's your body saying take a chill pill. It certainly could be. I think that's why I'm going to take it pretty easy today. Like, yeah, we're going to push this version. This, by the way, this is not, it hasn't been hard work today. But yeah, we'll push a new version and I'll probably just play for a little bit and then just stop streaming and relax. Oh, by the way, I mentioned that I started playing this because Kevin told me about this. There's a Slay the Spire expansion called Downfall. Well, what I did not know about is the Slay the Spire board game is going to get Downfall as well, which is kind of crazy. I know this probably doesn't mean something to anybody, but there's going to be a board game for Downfall. It says launching soon, though. I don't know when that's going to happen. Honey citrus mint tea. I don't have some like this has fixed my illnesses for me in the past. I think it's just rest. Rest and then some amount of like day appropriate medicine, daytime or nighttime. I actually haven't gotten sick for a while. So I think it's about time I get sick. All right, so this is done. And let's go check that in. So we have a whole bunch of modified files. I don't want to super closely look through this stuff because it builds. And because actually one of the things I probably should have looked at is, do we have the twist tab now? No, we just have all, which we could split this up into different tabs eventually. We could have like farming perks, sludge perks, whatever, something like that. I'm not going to do that yet. All right, so the word twist no longer appears in the code base. It does, but yeah, it doesn't exist in a lot of places. We replace this with generated abilities. Yep, that's like every single change there. Yeah, I'm not gonna really look through this too closely. What happened with this? Did it make new UID files? No, this just got deleted. What am I talking about? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Lots of deleted code. Okay. Remove twists completely. Twists already weren't being generated for runs, but now the classes backing them have been deleted. I don't think we're going to add them back to the game. The only thing I left that's still unused is this sound effect for showing a twist. I really like that sound. But we don't use it, but maybe we can find a use for it. Doesn't have the energy to dance. We'll have to add swings into the game. All right, so what remains? That's about it as far as super important stuff goes. Yeah, so I'm just going to bump this down to here somewhere. I don't know, phase 1. None of these mean anything anymore. So this stuff's all been done. Add more perks is probably going to go down there too. Any other observations, I guess? Let's delete all this. Put this down here. Good. Add the meta perk for more rerolls. Yeah, I'll put this down in another phase. I'm not going to do this now. I have a playtest session booked with a friend on Sunday. He played the demo a long time ago, and it was very rough around the edges, and he had enough fun with it anyway, but it's been a long time. I'm going to have him play the new demo and then try challenge mode, bone mode, and I think that'll be pretty helpful. All right, so we're going to do, I think this is the last thing, just do another like little practice run. Anything else that's actually needed from here? This bug. Farm takes a ton of upgrades. Customer spell seems not worth it. Difficulty levels, okay, yeah. Nice. So do another quick play test myself. Maybe we should just do it with the built version of the game. See if anything's wrong with it. Because this is also done now. Yeah, well, let's start with just one over here. Yeah, let's go delete this. So I'll start a new file. We'll test this out. Hey, Hamilton. Or is it saying you need a little bit of Final Fantasy Tactics? Sorry, I missed your message. What time was that? 5 minutes ago. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I bought a Switch 2 and I didn't really play it a whole lot. I kind of want to give Donkey Kong Bonanza another shot. It wasn't unfun, but I got to like a lava level and a lot of the stuff I was doing was less fun. All right, so anything that needs to change in here. Welcome to business optimization via new expansions where you test your business acumen. Choices are randomized. Completing scenarios earns upgrade points, which you can spend on upgrades that affect all future runs. I don't even think we need to say that. Yeah, I don't think we even need to say that. I think we can simplify this text. Do you think it's worth the price point? The Switch 2? I think any console that I've ever gotten is only worth it once I've played enough games. So the Switch 2 itself is still currently a question mark, but the Donkey Kong game, I think in terms of value so far, it's been a thumbs down. I like the game. I like the aesthetics. I like the idea and everything. I'm just not having very much fun as I'm playing it. And that's the end all be all for me. If I'm not having fun playing a game, I usually just stop. And it's like as soon as I figure out I'm not having fun anymore, I'm like, well, that's it. We're done. We're not trying this again. With Donkey Kong, I want to give it another shot and just see, is there a way I could play it that would make it more fun? Like, am I trying to do tasks that the game doesn't need me to do? What if I just tried like going through the game and not like depth instead of breadth, basically? So I want to give that another shot. Next game I'm going to probably buy is going to be Kirby Air Riders. I expect to like that game. And then whatever mainline Zelda game comes out, probably like 4 years from now, I'll probably buy. If they ever come out with another Smash game, I'll probably buy that. Whatever Mario games come out, I might buy those. This is pretty much how the Switch has worked for me in the past. I look at my physical games that I own, and it's all first-party stuff. Makes sense. I got some third-party digital games, and some of them are games that already existed. Final Fantasy VII, for example. I played that a bit on the Switch. And what else? Something like Lumines and Stardew. These are all games you can play elsewhere, so there's nothing really Switch specific about them. No Pokemon. I'm not really a fan. The last Pokemon game I think I bought was like Pokemon White or Pokemon White 2 or something. I don't remember. And I just thought, man, nothing has changed in Pokemon since when I like originally played. And I just don't like the idea of it anymore. In fact, I think most kind of creature collection games I've played, I haven't really liked. There's another game called Monster Sanctuary, and I just did not have fun with this game. And I think it's the idea of collecting creatures that just feels too sort of commercialized to me now. Getting a new FromSoft Souls-like. That might get me to buy one. What is it? I never really got into the Souls-like games. I should maybe give them another shot. I think I bought one a while ago and played it for like half an hour. Bloodborne-esque vampires, yeah. All right, so another quick play test. And I guess we're holding off on this. This should just be in the bottom of the to-do list. Oh yeah, I was gonna delete this. Completing scenarios. Isn't a fan of me and my username? No, I'm a fan of TJ's. It's not Pokemon. So I think we can delete the completing scenarios bit here. Where is that? New run. I just want to make this even more succinct if I can. Problem is, by deleting one of the bullet points, we now don't have a reason to have bullet points. So I guess we just delete the UL that we have here. Or alternatively, we just set it to have no bullet point. We just say bullet equals. They're basically rhythm games. I never thought about that. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Elden Ring. And I'd like to give that a shot at some point. Part of it is I don't really know what to expect out of the game. I heard it's open world, and I heard it's a Souls-like game, and that's about it. I don't know too much else. Anyway, let's read this again. Welcome to Bone, business optimization via new expansions, where you test your business acumen. Choices are randomized, buildings, town perks, and even adventurers may not be what you expect. Okay, I want to swap this. Yeah, I want to just put this up here. There. I think that looks slightly better. Okay. So improve new run screen slightly. Got rid of text that will be apparent through other means and rearranged a button. I'll certainly get too frustrated. Oh, man. Okay, let's just do the tutorial run, I guess. I just want to make sure that a run is working. Man, every time I hear this music, I keep thinking, I want to work on the next music track. But the problem is that there's that bug in the plugin that I use, and it hasn't been fixed yet. They said they would personally email me when it's been fixed, which is really nice of them. And I trust that they're going to fix it. I just don't know when. And what a start. There's like, oh man, what a start. Yeah. Neat. I'll get this. We're getting a ton of these. Yeah, the music to me reminds me of what work I have to do. Should I get another adventure? Get some of those. I don't really need another adventure yet. We're running out of potions. Making a plugin for a DAW? Do you have an idea for what you'd want to do? Because I think, in my mind, a lot of the space has probably already been covered. But I'm not too, like, plugged in for that stuff. What else can we get here? Let's do that. Buy my cloaks. You know you want to. Yeah. 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 Wow, they bought a lot of them. All right, let's get our new worker. Let's sell some of those. Nice. Okay, they can all stop fighting here now and go over to here. Yes, I don't need nearly this many weapons. Whoops. Did not mean to sell that. Acid-based randomizer for electronic music? That sounds cool. I'll get this and throw this adventure in here. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I want to try Silk Song again. Matt suggested that I play it with the mouse as well as the keyboard, because my issue was that my controller is being borrowed by a friend of mine, and the Switch 2 Pro controller apparently doesn't work with Game Pass. So I just cannot play the game in the way it was intended to be played. But that apparently speedrunners use mouse and keyboard and they don't have a problem. So I figured I'd give that a shot. Ooh, that's pretty good. All right, so let's get some of these. I think we probably need to steer the player toward, like, buy buildings so that you don't get perks for things you don't have. They're not that expensive. Prioritize buying buildings so that you don't get perks for things you don't have. Try to avoid the glow of the town perks button. Try to do it in Zig. I mean, depending on how exactly you're doing it, I think getting started, you could probably just make mistakes, and if no one's using it necessarily, then you can iron them out yourself. In other words, like, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Put that over there. Man, this does feel relaxing every time I play it. I'm like, none of the decisions I make are super important. Everything is kind of cruising on its own. I like it. So this is the tutorial. We're at 34% completion after 4 minutes. This is not intended to be some like super dire, difficult mode. I want to level up my characters. Yeah, let's get that. Which means I should probably get the fishing pond or something. I don't have space for anything anymore. I don't think they could take on the next location though. We could try it. I think they're all gonna die. Let's see. We have plenty of items, so even if they die, it's not gonna make too much of a difference. And it looks like they might win. The cleric's doing their best. Yeah, I think we're gonna win. Alright, cool. We'll start getting boots then. There's a boot. We need customers. They're gonna eat one of these. Well, at least they should. I think I need to set it so that there we go. Yeah. Let's get some more town perks. Ooh, max customers. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, nice. I think this is a good intro to the game, or at least bone mode. Huh. What mode is this? This is the tutorial one. Does it say that anywhere? It doesn't. Probably should. Yeah, write that down. Show the scenario name and the objective details somewhere. Oh wait, no, I want these. Yeah. All right, I don't want to hire another adventurer. I don't think I need another building, so I'll just get some perks. Yeah, nice customers. And all of these are pretty good. I think let's go with that. And that's it. We should win pretty soon. We just need them to fight a little bit faster. And probably just turn this off now. Sell any of these that we get. Yeah, wow. We're running out of items. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And there goes our last thing in the warehouse. But we're also just about to win. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it took 7 minutes, almost on the dot. So it does say the scenario over here, scenario number 0. We got 15 upgrade points. So now when you go back to here, we have upgrade points to spend. And we got 2 unlocked perks. Cool. Okay, so that's done. This bug we're going to save for later, I guess. It's in bone mode. So let's do our release. I don't have any other changes, right? No, .NET format. Okay, quit. Anything else we have here? Make sure UID files are present. Yeah. I'll wait for this to finish first. Whoops, I didn't mean to click that. I was recommended Tunic, and I tried running it, and it didn't run for some reason, and I couldn't get it to run. It was very bizarre, because I've never had that problem before with another game, and it was on Game Pass too. So I just gave up, uninstalled it, and never actually got to play. All right, that's it. Nice. Run .NET format. Now we run the UID tool. This takes a little bit of time. It's like 30 seconds. But I don't have to do anything. I just have to click the button. Very old school Zelda-like. There's a game called Hazelnut Bestia that's going to come out, but I don't know when. I backed this on Kickstarter like 8 years ago or something. And it looks great. It looks a lot like A Link to the Past. I keep getting updates from this person via email, not specifically to me, to all the Kickstarters or backers. And I don't read them. I just want to know when the game's going to come out because I don't want to find out more about the game. I already paid for it. I probably like it. So anything else I find out about it now is just going to potentially spoil something for me. Add missing UID file. Okay, done with that, done with that. Go merge the branch. I love A Link to the Past. I think it's a good game. I think it still stands up, but I do think there are some decisions that were a little bit questionable. And I wonder if the game were remade today, if they still would have made some of those decisions, like if they don't see them as design flaws. For example, one of the things, Zelda games typically have like bombable walls. And the way they indicate them is with cracks in the walls, at least in A Link to the Past. Where's, that's not good. Link to the Past. Strange. Is Google better at finding this? Yeah, sort of. Anyway, imagine something like this, where there's a crack in a wall. So you're like, okay, I know how to bomb this. In some of the later dungeons, they just put cracks in walls just as an aesthetic choice. And I've watched a bunch of people play the game for the first time and they try bombing all of those cracks. And it's like, I don't think that's good game design. It's at least better than the original Zelda where they didn't really indicate that anything could be destroyed. You just had to keep trying to burn every single tree. So that's one of the things I don't like. The other thing I don't like is there's a boss you can get to where if you don't have magic, you can't beat the boss. So it's kind of bad to have you like backtrack to a town or to go through the dungeon again. I think it's kind of fun that you just got to try. I feel like they reward you for paying attention in the first half of the game or something. Oh, hey, there's a crack in the wall. Go bomb it. And then at the end of the game, they're just like, we're just going to put cracks everywhere. So it's like the opposite of rewarding you for paying attention. It's like, well, now I've got to try everything. And then you'll run out of bombs because you tried everything because you don't know if the game is kind of tricking you or not. And what else don't I like? I think those are the main things I remember, at least. They're like little minor gripes. Like I think arrowing through the menu is not obvious, and they fix that in later versions of the game. Instead of rolling or swinging at walls all over. Yeah, and that's what some of the Castlevania games have done too. And it's not as tedious if the way you destroy them is just with your normal attack or with rolling into them or something. So in Castlevania, it's like, okay, every time I was running through the castle, I'd like whip random walls. And yeah, it's kind of tedious, but it's not as bad as like consuming an item to try to break a wall. In Zelda, you can't just hit the wall, you have to bomb the wall. All right, so improve challenge mode further. The details for this are mostly here. Here being this in change set 3. And then I'll paste these over into this. Copy, markdown. This never really pastes correctly. It did this time. Is it going to paste here correctly? Yeah, nice. Okay. Hello, Blaine. Also kind of fun in DS to hunt for illusory walls. We place bets on wall. Hunting down the last hard piece. Yeah, I still like A Link to the Past. And I'll probably still play it again at some point. I'll probably also play Super Metroid again, but every time I replay Super Metroid, I find that I'm enjoying the beginning of the game just as much as I always have, and the end of the game less than I usually have. And it's the same thing with Super Mario 64. I love the first few worlds, the first few maps. Then it gets a little tedious. All right, so we don't have a crazy amount of commits here. It's what, 53? I think some of the past PRs added quite a lot. And it looks like we've modified a bunch of files, but really I just moved a bunch of them around. So if we were to look through this, there's a lot of SVG files. So like that's maybe 30 of them right there. Then yeah, I moved a bunch of stuff around, all of those, deleted a bunch of stuff. So all in all, I don't think this was too crazy. Anyway, let's go merge it. Done. Okay, and now we are on switch back to main. What did that say? We're behind by one command? I think I just had to pull. Okay. So let's go publish the game. And I'll post patch notes and everything. I'm gonna run this one more time just to make sure nothing's totally broken. Although again, if something's totally broken, the first person who tries playtesting is gonna be like, hey, it's totally broken. You gotta do something about this. All right, so release tool. If I recall correctly, I can't do all this in one shot. I need to do this stuff. So engage privacy mode. Let me do this for a sec. So it's going to complain about environment variables. I know you can't see this. I need to go figure out where I even fetch this from. In fact, why even run this? Let's just do this here. Do one of these. What is happening here? Oh, it's double typing a letter. There we go. Give me a sec. We're almost finished with this. Okay, I'm just going to pull this off screen so that I don't leak anything. Playtest 0.9.15. Okay, it's exporting the builds now. I should really do this. What do they even fix? Possible crash on Windows. Possible crash. Honestly, none of this really matters to me. But I'll write myself a note to do that over the weekend. Update OBS. I have too many projects that take too long. I think it's good to have a lot of projects, or at least a lot that you want to work on. I think it's better than being bored. I think you can go too far with it. If you have a lot of projects in there, they're stressing you out, or you're not really making progress on any of them because you're tackling them all at once. I guess while this is running, I could be filling out patch notes too. I should probably do that. I can also do this. Fill out ye old journal. Felt sluggish. Released 0.9.15. Didn't really do anything else, huh? Okay, so patch notes. I like writing up the patch notes. Let's go see. Edit this. Do you want to upload to Steam? Yes. Well, let's open the game first and just make sure it's working. Should be fine. Yeah. This doesn't work right. Yeah. All right, I'll just quit this. Do you want to upload to Steam? Yes. Okay, and then patch notes. We were going to look at these. I think I can just look at main and see the commit message and pull it from there. And then we also updated the progress bar. So just copy all of this. All right, I think we're back to a working state over here. Yep. Nice. Okay, so I gotta do this on my phone because it's two-factor auth. Give me one sec. Confirmations, no confirmations. Oh, right, I never did the first part of this. It tells me to go to some URL and I never went to that URL. Go to this and put the build on default. Sign in. Put on default. 0.9.15. Set build live. Confirmation should appear. Yep, there it is. Okay, the build is now live. So now we finished writing out the patch notes and we should be fine here. So this is going to be 0.9.15. And let's get the new timestamp. All right, major changes, minor changes, what to focus on. Play bone mode and see if it's fun. I wrote a note, it should probably be renamed. Now it's been done. All right, so what do you do? Minor change. The like restyled the life, what does it say on it? Waiting for full health. Full health bar at the end of a battle to look like a bandage. Thank you, Leap Year Girl. Removed negative parameters from challenges. Rebranded challenge mode to bone mode. Challenges are now called scenarios. Remove negative parameters from scenarios. The farm scenario no longer has seeds cost more. What else do we do? Lower buildings cost, yeah. Lowered building costs. This should alleviate some of the frustration around being offered perks for buildings you don't have. Removed reputation. That's kind of a minor change. Changed perk points. They're now called upgrade points. You always get 15 when you complete a challenge. Okay. I'm not going to write about changing the tutorial. I don't think that matters. Allowed unlocking perks. Completing a run will now add 2 perks to the pool for future runs. Up to 14 total. Or there are 14 total. Refactor code, fix a thing, make a special tooltip for generated abilities. Yeah, set tab titles properly, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Revamp meta perks, that's important. Revamped meta perks. There are now only 6 that are all impactful rather than like 22 that would mostly just start your run with an extra perk. Please let me know how these feel. Stop requiring medals to advance. Medals are just for bragging rights now. I'm not going to write this stuff on nerfing stuff. This I'm going to write though. Start auto perks at 3 seconds. Actually, should I? No, I'm probably, I don't know. No, I'm not going to write that. Buff sell value of guild supplies, lower volume of sound effects, nudge items a bit when dropping on the ground. Buff worker and customer spells. I'm just going to say rebalance some stuff. Most of this. Yeah. UID, offer this no matter what, delete unused, make placeholder icons. Oh yeah, add a new spell. I forgot about that. Added a new spell to the enchanter. Bow potions. There's also a new perk that can affect this. Fix bug with auto casting, add bountiful harvest. Is that what it is? No, instant harvest. I'll just leave it at that. Add bonus effects, spell books. Now say bonus effects granted through perks on them to save you the hassle of searching through your perks. I really like that change. You now start each run with hard-working adventurers. I'll just say, yeah, rebalanced perks, locations, loot, etc. Move twists, improve. That's cool. Okay, yeah. Fine, I'll sit upright. 3D extended. Thought we never pushed the main on Friday. I think the whole don't push the prod on Friday is mostly because if you want work-life balance and you have to fix something, you'd have to fix it over the weekend. But for me in particular, I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of work this weekend anyway, so I don't really mind. But also, this is not a very wide release. I know this is probably tongue-in-cheek anyway, but yeah, this isn't a wide release. There are probably going to be 10 people who play this. So if all 10 of those people encounter like a game-breaking crash, it's still not the end of the world. Now, if this were a paid product and I was about to launch and 100% of the players encountered a crash, I doubt many of those people would come back and want to spend money. So that would be major. All right, we did it. We did it. We have launched the new version. For anyone who wants to get access to it, please do check out that playtest document. I am going to take a quick break, and then I think I'm going to play a little bit. I kind of want to just cheat in a bunch of points and go to... Well, actually, I could just continue my old save file. Yeah, so I want to play a little bit of the later scenarios. I think I left off after the popularity one. But yeah, I'll be back in just a bit. Is it jump time? It's jump time. hello, hello. Sorry, close the game. All right, so we are going to play a little bit from where I left off on my last save file. Where do I have this open? Nowhere. That's fine. So I have the backup from today. So let's delete this and copy this one and delete all the text on this one. And then just go run the game. Seems intuitive enough. You'll get first place next time. And welcome in, Toby. Oops, that's not the right thing. Close on that. And go run the correct thing. Play. In fact, should I play on the like fully released version? We probably should. Just in case there's any problem. J negative 180. I think that would essentially do nothing because you try jumping to the left. All right, so here we are. We have 90 upgrade points. And what is this? Start with a garbage slime and many related perks. Okay, what do I want to do then? We start with a garbage slime. Oh, also, what unlocked perks do we have? 12 out of 14. All right, I want to start with buildings. Oh, that's everything? Okay. Isn't that jumping straight down? So, yeah, 0 is up, but then it caps you at negative 90 to 90. So, negative 180 will be the same as negative 90, which will just jump you straight to the left, which is like not jumping at all. But you can certainly jump off a platform and then drop. All right, this is probably not a great idea, but let's try this. So I'm going to start with extra buildings and enough money to hire an adventurer. And let's send them into battle. So I started with the farm, the treasure room, and the fishing pond. I wanted the enchanter and maybe the warehouse. Well, whatever, I could just build it, I guess. In fact, let's do it. Let's build the enchanter and do that. And we'll get tons of loot. Hopefully. That is not tons. Yeah, but that's okay. There's still 18 seconds left. We're guaranteed to get tons of potions, right? It's actually just best to feed the garbage slime, and we have a chance to crit. All right, there's some potions. Let's keep selling these things. 7 gold, that's pretty nice. In fact, I'm not even totally sure what we want right now. Let's dump these in here. Put those back. Garbage slime's getting hungry. I'll get another adventurer next. Yeah. Sell some of those. Oh yeah, eat stuff already. What are the perks I have? Oh, it's got max seek food, so I don't need to ever put things into the garbage slime. And it needs a higher increased appetite. Alright, interesting. I think I'm gonna go with Entropic Magic. And employee discount. Cool. Alright. Let's get another adventurer. Get the warrior. I think we'll just send them all into here. Yeah. Oh, when do we get our first perk? And it's for an adventurer we have. Hooray. I only cast 1 spell that time. Actually, casting faux potions here would be pretty nice. So that the farm could just be full. These are interesting. Let's go there. I won. I got a ton of loot. I guess faux potions isn't even needed now. Do we have... Oh, there we go. Yeah, pretty good. And they have not enough time to win. Oh well. They might have. They didn't. Oh, yeah, I could dump these in the key grinder if I wanted to. So the only building I don't have is a warehouse. I guess let's just get it. And then dump these things in here. It'll let me get more money from the garbage slime. And we should save up some yellow potions anyway for when I'm done with this quest, which will take 2 more completions of that place. Then we'll just cruise right through it. Well, kind of. I guess not really. We'll need another adventurer. Yeah, let's go to the Witch Doctor and send them in. Yeah, so much for cruising through it. I guess it doesn't matter. What do I want to do with this? I guess just... No, I guess just give it to the garbage slime. Yeah. Nice. Alright, so there's our final one of those. And now I can get this. Now there's always a destination for yellow potions, at least for a while. They're putting armors up there. We can sell some of these. Ooh, lots of items. So now the blue potions don't have much of a use beyond this. Oh yeah, I forgot the extractor now shows you how many seeds and eggs you've accumulated here. It's a change I forgot to write in the patch notes. Let's get rid of some of those things. Probably sell a couple of those potions. Oh, we're full upon fish too. Except for now we can start getting auto fishing. Wait, was that auto fishing? I didn't look at it too closely. Power leveling. Your lowest level adventurer will be given 2 battle perks. What's the goal here? 6,500? I think getting stronger hires is actually pretty interesting. Both these are nice. If we wait longer, I guess we'll get better ones. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Alright, let's send him into the fishing pond next. Just get a couple of those fish out of there. Warrior plus power and haste. Nice. Alright, now I'll get another adventurer. Any places need this? Yeah, that does. That could be used there. And we'll give a couple of these to the slime. They are taking their sweet time to destroy these fish. Let's go for employee discount. And yeah, why not? Why not grab that? Alright, so they have 1. We'll send them into the jungle. Which will not give us yellow potions. And I need the archer. I really need the archer. We have no other items. We'll get that. That was a little bit premature. Yeah, I don't have any items in town. So I hope the loot gets doubled. Ooh, what's better here? Probably this. It didn't. What a shame. Well, better to feed everything to the garbage slime than to do anything else. I'll hire another adventurer pretty soon. That way at least we got more items coming in. Probably just shouldn't have gone here yet. They should win shortly though. And then I'll use the proceeds to get another adventurer and we'll send them to a lower level place. Actually, I'll just send them all to the volcano for now. I think they'll get more loot there. Alright, let's dump that there. Dump one of those over there. Yeah. And we'll still get another adventurer. Well, I wanted the archer, but that's okay. Let's send you into the fishing pond for now. Get more level up strong characters. Nice. Okay, so we're full on those potions. I'll have them fight once more over there. And then we'll send them to the next location. Good, good, good. Yeah, they're slowly chunking their way through that. In fact, we'll turn this off and just manually control it. Instant loot would be pretty nice. Fish give gold, marine mana. God, marine mana is so cool. I think I'm gonna get it. 29 mana per glowy fish. And Mushy's fighting a glowy fish right now. So if they actually kill it, which might never happen, then you get some mana from that. I need them to get more powerful. Free treasure chests every 100 seconds. Yeah, I'll take that. Because I'm going to get the first one after 3 seconds. Nice. And we have a key. We'll put it in there. That gives me the golem and the spirit caller. I don't have either one. That treasure chest does not help me. Ooh, let's go with this. It's probably not a good idea. Let's go with this. Okay, for a character I'm actually using. I'd like another adventure. I should not have done that. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I'll get glowy fish now. All right, let's save up 100 gold. Verify the metric server's working. Just played the tutorial and thought about it. I could go take a look. Yes, it is. I see there's now one more run. So thank you. And thanks for trying it. All right, we got our new worker, Elswith. And we're 70 gold away from what I actually want here. Is it still running? No. I guess we can get there faster by doing that. And also that. I might as well just put them in the shops, but I don't need them to be there. We're 30 gold away now. They want a boot, so they'll tip for that. And let's get rid of maybe one of these potions. Now we're 8 gold away. That's really good. Give me 8 gold. All right, whatever. I'll just sell this. Archer. There it is. Nice. All right, so free up that silly mushroom. Put the archer in there instead. And put the mushroom over here. And then turn this back on. So the archer should be able to kill these fish pretty quickly. Well, faster than the mushroom would at least. And now we can turn on loot magnet again. And we should start getting a bunch of loot. Which means I can start investing in town perks again. Auto fishing is kind of nice. Yeah, let's go for it. It's only going to take them from the pond and not from a battle, though. Which means I could just stop battling there altogether. But we're getting enough fish that I think this is worthwhile. And then once the archer clears them all out, I could do something different. Can I get an upgraded warehouse? Ooh, power level. Flimsy fish. I'm taking flimsy fish. Kind of redundant with auto fishing. So maybe I shouldn't have gotten that. But it doesn't matter. It's a laid back game. Who cares? Pretty good. Pretty good. We're getting mana. I like it. We don't have any more keys. Yeah, 29 more mana. I like the rainbow colors that I have for that. Pretty cool. We get this too. I guess the mage, and then take this out of here. They're gonna auto fish anyway. And now send these two into the next location. It could probably beat that. So yeah, we need to upgrade the town a bit. I really like that, but I also like this. I'll go with instant loot. Let's take it. Armor shop, for sure. Which mode am I playing? I am on the garbage enjoyer mode. I gotta have that printout somewhere. So the garbage slime started with a bunch of perks, which granted aren't that great. Oh, both of these are good. I'm gonna go with more treasure stands. Does it actually have something I need? Because this has a little bit, and that's much better. Yeah, so I should put some weapons in there. Whoops, I didn't need to do that. All right, let's get this open. We have some space. I want more keys. All right, yeah, this picked up like super fast. Yes, please. Okay, I want to put a special key in there, but I don't have a special key. We should probably just get the next quest. I'll make customers go faster. We just needed to buy more armors. Wow, they did. Almost immediately. Key? All right, there's like a 5% chance it's actually a good key. I should probably upgrade that. It was close to being an upgrade that I wanted. the potion shop. I'll sell all of those if I can. Yeah, let's just dump these in there. That's pretty nice. We should get another treasure chest pretty soon. It's 100 seconds, so it's when this thing is at 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. I'm getting more loot than I can handle now. Let's take these out of the volcano and just have them act as workers for a bit. Yeah. Fishing pond is at 2. Still think getting customers to move faster is probably best. This is going to fill up pretty quickly. Expanded warehouse, free guild supplies, grand storage. Oh, man. They're all so good. I think it's going to be grant storage. It's just too good. I think it gave them both to the potion shop. Yeah, it gave them... No, it gave one to the armor shop, maybe? I can't tell. I don't remember what it used to be at. Instant harvest. It's also pretty nice. So is 75% glowy fish, though. Alright, so now we need more loot. That's a good thing, because I already have the more loot spell. And it gives me loot instantaneously. Alright, get rid of some of these. Garbage slime is hungry. Ooh. I think the expanded armor shop. Alright, they can probably go to the next location. How are we doing on loot? Yeah, we don't need more. $7 gold for each fish. I think I'll go with extraction first. 10 minutes left if you want the metal. Why is that printing out? I should probably stop that. I also didn't really look at the balancing of that. Alright, so now they're taking a lot longer to beat this. I won't have enough mana by the time they're ready for this. Maybe I will, actually. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, nice. Alright, lots of weapons. Yeah, we just need more loot, though. So I'll put these back in the volcano just to get us something. All of these are good. I don't think this is super helpful. Hey, Half. Happy Friday. I'm gonna go for special keys. I like it. So I have not tested the deep forest since I made it harder, which you would have thought I might do, but I did not. So that'll be this run that we try that out. Let's get a key if we can. Key, please. Regular key? That's too bad. I'll put it in there. Instant harvest, more treasure stands. I'll go for that. In fact, I should probably just manually buy a treasure chest pretty soon. I think it's going to be worthwhile. Alright, nice. I actually need even more items. Yeah, like I have not enough stuff. Okay, that's good. A special key. Key of quantity. That'd be pretty good. That'd bring me up to 6 items, 12. This would bring me up to even more, 2. Let's go with this. That brings us up to 12 items out of this chest. It opens it practically immediately. And I have both of these characters. Alright, so now we're probably getting too much loot again. I guess not really. Customer speed. I'll get expanded warehouse. Alright, put a couple of those in there. Wow, we actually are having trouble stocking everything. Need more potions in there. They just bought them all immediately. Alright, alright. How are we doing on fish? 2. Should probably get another adventurer then and put him in there. Hey, Adam wants a boot. Give that man a boot. I will buy one more treasure chest manually. And then we'll get a new adventurer. If only we had a red helm for that person. Nice. Get it, 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 get it. Nice. Fire adventurer. Okay, let's get the cleric. Why did I want them? did I want it? I don't know. Oh yeah, to be able to fight the fish. All right, let's just take them out of here and fight them. Okay, send all of you into here. How are we doing on overflow fish? Actually, casting full potions would be decent. I don't have enough mana to cast them full. But yeah, it's adding in potions here. Progress toward next egg. Going up 30% at a time from this. That's pretty good. Actually, this is a decent strategy now. I didn't even think about this. This could... What if this is broken? I did not think about that either. That by just fueling fish and having mana when you get this... Okay, this might be broken. Yeah, I think I can just constantly cast this spell now. Although nothing's going on in town. Should probably hire another worker. Let's do that. Sure, just have you act as a worker. Yeah, I'm not running out of mana now, and I'm able to cast like every spell. That might be a problem. It's kind of a fun synergy to realize, but it's also kind of super broken. Yeah. I'm not sure what we're gonna do about that. Are we even casting the spell anymore? No. Yeah, we don't have enough mana anymore. Oh, a skeleton key. Nice. Alright, we just need more workers at this point. I'm gonna hire all of the adventurers. Yeah. Very interesting. We got some regular keys out of this. Put that in there and that in there. Town perk. Expanded warehouse sounds pretty nice. Alright, let's buy a treasure chest with the next amount of money. Cool. Oh, we have 25 overflow seeds. So now we don't even need this thing to be on. I can just cast that constantly. Wow. Go for that. I think they can go to the next location. Take them out after this. So how many fish do we have in here? None. And now we need more loot. Send them in there again. Send you guys over to the deep forest. So can they win? I imagine they can. I don't think it's going to be problematic for them. The first part is unchanged. This is now changed. And yeah, they're not struggling. Wait, did I speak too soon? No, yeah. I don't know. Maybe this is too strong now. Okay, no, this is definitely better. It's better balanced than it was before. There should be at least some risk there. And it's probably not nearly as strong as the Inferno. Alright, so we are not feeding the garbage slime. There should be an eats from warehouse thing, which we probably don't have. I could also really use way more workers. Let's just knock those out. We need 3 helms, which I think we get from there. No, we don't. Okay, well then they gotta stop fighting there. Okay, so take you out of there, put you in there for a sec. And then do something with all these. I'm gonna get so many treasure chests. I just need workers. I need workers. And we can only get so many. I guess I can hire another adventurer. They can act as a worker. Yeah, there we go. How many overflow eggs do we have? None. But seeds all got planted. Wow, cool. Okay, let's get more keys. Just gonna dump all those in there. The skeletons are bringing keys to chests automatically. That's pretty cool. And we have a new skeleton. Nice. We probably can't get fire swords before this is going to end. Let's go with this. Move my current battle party. Alright. Yeah, they're opening these. too many items now. We need to take these out and then put these in here. And probably just start this next quest. Why not? I don't even think the farm... Like, the farm's not doing anything for me now. I'm getting, what, 32 sludge per harvest? And we ran out of potions in there. I guess I'll just plop some more in. I could send one character over here. The archer's probably better suited to be fishing right now. And then I can just dump all these in, right? Yeah. Which will also give me tons of mana. Yeah, so this is probably a little bit busted. Just a little bit. Yeah. Sure. Alright. Yeah, a lot of stuff's gonna be happening now. Oh man. We're out of fish. We're not out of potions though. Might as well just fill it right back up and get this too. Wow. Just thoroughly breaking the game here. Alright. Yeah, I think the new spell is pretty strong. And they're just automatically feeding the garbage slime too. That's pretty nice. What's the time for this animal? Oh, let's get that. 25 minutes to get bronze? Yeah, that's not going to happen. I didn't try balancing this. That's pretty nice. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wonder if they can take on the next location. We have just been randomly powering up a whole bunch of different characters. Oh my god, lowest level adventure will be given 5 battle perks. I think just getting 9 gold per fish is probably pretty good though. Like this alone, what did I have there? 7? Yeah. Which won't exactly pay for itself. I guess that does take a long time to pay for itself. Maybe it's better gotten early on. Yeah. Employee discount. Let's get it. Alright, I'm going to try sending them to the final location. Let's see. Can you handle it? They're level 9, 9, 4, and 6. I mean, it's not great. But maybe they can. They also have a bunch of guild supplies. Level 5, level 3, level 7. How they doing? Very well. Yeah, they're too strong. Mage hasn't taken any damage. They heal it all back up. Wow. Does the warrior have that survival instinct ability? No, they got 1 skill point. Well, they're doing great. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Yeah, very crazy. Do we need keys still? Yeah, we do. This is probably best. 3% lifesteal on the warrior. I know they're dead right now, but also dealing damage to attackers. Dropping magic is best. So now I just need potions in the fishing pond. I mean, I probably should just be going toward the goal, but I am kind of curious how much I can break this thing. Each spell... I should probably figure out the math on this. Like, do you get all your mana back? Because if so, that's probably a problem. Instant harvest. Free guild supply. Let's go with instant harvest and let's cast this pretty soon. I want to cast it when I have a full farm. I'm at 115 sludge. Come on. No, call harvest for me. There, okay. Yeah, give me like 40. It's not that great. I'm going to do that. What did that just level up? It put someone at level 6. I think it was the mushroom. Alright, cool. Got 52 town perks. That was pretty interesting. I do think that this upgrade is not worth it. It's saving me like 90 gold. I think by far a better upgrade is just getting more workers. Like if I just do that, or 3 of those and a couple of those. Farming in 17 minutes. Nice. How is it feeling? I guess it wouldn't feel too different in the first couple challenges, but then you start unlocking perks. Question from Brit, transitioning from big tech to your own company. I'm planning on doing the same. I've got 1099 contracts lined up, so going to start the process of S Corp, benefits, payroll. What's your advice on this transition? Planning to leave Salesforce in April after my bonus. Well, first of all, congrats. I know you've been kind of thinking about this and talking about this for a while. Advice on the transition, I think there are a bunch of different things that can happen. One is an identity crisis. Like you've gone from being sort of on rails to exercising agency. And I think this can be a little disconcerting for some people. You are now setting on your own path. Is it the right path? Is it what you want to be doing? Is it better than what you were doing? So expect some of that. And I guess we can talk about that if that happens. Beyond that, there are lots of difficulties in doing this stuff. And there are a lot of unknowns, and especially when you start involving employees or contractors. Like just the legal and business side of all of this stuff is not the easiest. When I had contractors in different states in the US, I needed to call those states' departments of revenue to figure out like how do I handle all this stuff. Probably if you get an accountant, they'll just do that for you. But if you want to learn these things yourself, it's kind of tough. And also making sure you're handling their, I guess if they're contractors, it might be a little different. But if you get employees, that can be challenging too, because you need to follow all the local laws, and you might not know what those local laws are. And just like how there are merchants of record, there are employers of record, where they basically take on that liability for you, but then they charge you for it, of course. And then what else? I don't know, normal business stuff at that point. So it's like, what's your revenue? How are you pulling in new customers? What's your charter? How are you managing people? Those sorts of things. So I think you're probably in for a very exciting time. And I think beyond all of what I just said, I think my advice is like, don't add pressure to yourself. So pacing, maybe monetary expectations, all of these things, like try to be pretty soft in the beginning to just kind of play things out and see how you feel. Seems there are fees everywhere. Payroll, retirement. Yeah, definitely. I didn't even pick perks. But like any perks? Or do you mean just the meta perks? Farming feels great because it's incredibly easy to level adventures. Feels easy, no way to lose. I'm going to do one more run, I think. How do I know it's my final thing? I guess start with a building. Yeah, that's kind of nice. People go make their own thing or do startups after big tech. Yeah, I've seen some people just stay in big tech, by the way. I think there is a personality type out there that thrives in big tech. Or they just like something else about it. Yeah. Oh, we've unlocked all of the perks now, right? Greedy garbage slime would have been nice before this. And this would have been nice before this too. In fact, I wonder if I should bump these upward. Is it just me, or big tech is not as exciting working there? I've been in big tech for 7 years and I hate the politics. I think politics just come with working with people. And the bigger the company, the more people. So I guess kind of the more politics. But you'll have politics even in your own company. You can't really avoid it. I think you can have authority over it. That could be different. But like as soon as you have differing opinions, as soon as you have people who have incentives that aren't aligned with a company, you'll get this sort of thing happening. You'll have some people who are slacking for like 6 months at a time, and it might be hard for you to detect that. Okay, so I'm going to hire an adventurer. I'm going to send these into battle. The rogue actually already started with an upgrade. And what's my free building? The fishing pond? Okay. Hey, Krasner. You'll have way more politics in your company because now you have to deal with all of it. I guess that's the other thing too. Even politics you could have avoided because you're like, oh, that's not my team. I guess it's all going to funnel up to you. I want to turn this on. Hey, Sonny. Apparently slacking for 6 months, but I'm smart. That's kind of funny. Just that we were talking about this. Wow. All right, so what did I say we needed for this? Oh, another adventurer so we could fish. In fact, possibly it's worth just sending the rogue in for that. And what do they have on them? Stealth or precision? Yeah, you know what? The rogue's pretty good at fishing too, so let's send them in. And just dump all these in there for now. Yeah, I'll get another adventurer, and they shall also battle in the forest. You'd take it? Yeah, I mean, anyone who's about to leave their company would, of course, want there to be voluntary severance. I was always kind of counting on that at my jobs, and it never ended up aligning. But I think there's some amount of, like, it's worth just kind of moving on. And if you don't get the extra tiny little boost from the severance, I mean, we're talking big tech here, so it's like you're probably not relying on that money. Let's take that. Let's send all these over to here now already. This feels like it's going faster. All of these could potentially be good. I think I'm going to go with the armor shop because I already started with more customers. But I think we should build something next. There are too many bows. I don't need bows. Get rid of the bows. They're cool. I'm always fascinated by game development. Is there any noob-friendly game engine? I have decent coding experience. I think it all depends on what you're looking for beginner-friendly. If you want to use Unreal, you could just use blueprints, and then you don't need to dip into code at all. If you want to use Godot, you could use something very similar to Python. It's called GDScript. It's just built in. And I think that's a good way of getting started too. And beyond that, you could get some like RPG Maker sort of thing where I don't know what the coding situation is, but it's probably similar to like blueprints or something. So yeah, I'd say probably try either Godot with GDScript or Unreal with blueprints and see how you feel. Might as well just get the other building over at it. Oh, you know what? Let's get that. Let's get that and let's just cast faux potions. Because why not? How similar is it to Python? It looks very similar. The creators of GDScript have tried kind of steering away from the whole this looks like Python thing, but I think it still feels similar enough to Python. I don't think you'd feel out of place if you only knew Python and you started using GDScript. But as far as language features and libraries and everything else, like there is enough divergence. It's just, like I said, I think it would look pretty similar to you. And GDScript has been evolving too. So it's not like just, whoa. 11 fish. Oh, right, because this is fishing mode. Oh, I forgot about that. I should probably be paying attention. And we have flimsy fish. Oh, and that's why the rogue was able to beat them. Okay. Let's do this. And let's have them all just go fish for now and get super powered. And dump a bunch of potions in here. I don't have the space for all this stuff. I guess we'll just put it in the pond. Yeah, wow, look at this. This is nuts. This is nuts. Why are you just standing there? Alright, we're going to level up just any characters we have and hire a new one. Cleric, sure. Give you the power up. Love it, love it, love it. Don't love it. Do I have another 100 gold? No. So we'll send you all over to there. Because everyone is too powerful now. He's kind of nuts. Oh, I shouldn't have chosen that. I don't like any of this. I guess customer speed. Hey, Burrito, welcome in. Yeah, I want 100 gold so I can get another adventurer so that I can do something. And again, I keep forgetting what I want to be doing here. Let's get that. I need boots. Boots. Let's get the warehouse too. And we might as well spend the last 50 gold on the garbage slime. Why not? Give all my workers something to do. Bring these to the guild. That's right. Bring them over there. I'm not touching a single item. March on over. Build the garbage slime. Nice. Stats. Okay, so let's dump these into that. So over to here. How do you test your games? I mean, there are a bajillion ways a player can interact with the game. Do you test only the critical path? So how do I test? Is what you see me doing here, a combination of testing each feature as it comes out, and then also having players test things out. I do not have a lot of automated tests. We have almost none, in fact. So that's just not a route we really take for this. Should I send them in there? I will, but I don't think they're going to do very well. I didn't get an upgrade I wanted. Let's just go for that. Innate keys. I'll take crop variety. Yeah, maybe that was dumb. I don't think investing in the farm is that great after farming mode. We need another adventure now. Yeah, in general, I think if you can afford writing automated tests for something, I think one of the best things to do is whenever you encounter a bug, write a test to make sure that bug will never happen again. And that way you can have some confidence when you are refactoring code later. They're like, oh, well, we haven't broken any tests, so probably everything's okay. We can give 3 levels of the mushroom. I think this gets worse as you just leave it. So I'm going to pick it now. And how did that make them better? It gave them frenzy. And it probably gave them some power. So let's just pop them right back into battle. And then dump these in there. Only confirm there are no regressions in the happy path from what I've seen. Yeah, the other thing about games is that I think with all software, there's bound to be like some small bugs that people just kind of ignore. But I think with games, if they're not drastically breaking your experience or hampering the fun, then a lot will just kind of make it through. Like every Bethesda game kind of has that reputation. Oh my god. Love building up the enchanter. Quest. I don't want this yet. I could use that. And I guess we could use another adventure. Yeah, I don't have another adventure. Let's take you out of there. Or just turn this on. What am I doing? Yeah, I'll send them in here for now. Alright. Maybe turn off one of these. They want regular bows. Thankfully, I happen to have those. Oh, nope, they're all buying them. Okay, well, that didn't work. Interesting to see someone go all out on fuzzing input and having a good enough set of known limits to check for bad edge cases, though the permutations are often too large to be feasible. Maybe it's possible to look for certain things and fuzz others. I think fuzz testing is appropriate in a lot of cases. I don't know about for games, if that's what you're talking about. And I also think well, I mean, I guess it depends on what you're fuzz testing in a game. If it's a server, then it can be worth it. If it's the client, it's like, how much are you really going to find or do? Oh, fish give gold would be pretty nice. Oh, this would also be pretty nice. Let's take that. And we need to just pump everything into here now. I think that's the strat. We supercharge our adventurers, and then we go tackle later locations. That's pretty good. Gave it to the armor and the potion shop. Nice. Yeah, we just need them to buy these exact things. Good and good. Yes, we got 37 gold worth of tips right there. Okay, I'm going to take this one now, and we are going to fill the fishing pond. A pumpkin? Yes, please. All right, let's get rid of some of these. In fact, let's stop them in the forest, and let's send them to go fishing. They should be able to win in a reasonable amount of time. I guess, how much haste do they have? 29%. Okay. And they have frenzy, so there's a 10% chance they use it a second time. All right, it's going to take them a long time, but it's better than nothing. Oh, nice. We can open this. All right, so I need some more storage, and I need a bunch of town perks. Oh, that's not actually as good in this mode, because we have so many fish. Cool. Timing bugs or like clips through the world or something like that. I could see some of it being helpful. I think it depends on how hard the setup is to do. Like with a server, the setup could be very hard, but if someone's motivated, they'll do it because there might be some thing they unlock or some damage they want to cause. But in in a game, it's like, how often have speedrunners encountered a theoretically possible strategy with a tool-assisted speedrun that then humans can't pull off? So it might as well not exist. Yeah. Okay, that combo of stuff is actually really good, because now every time an enemy dies, I think it summons a zombie, and then every time a zombie dies, it explodes. Although exploding isn't happening right now, but it will in the next battle. We need probably some extra help on the fishing. So let's get one more adventurer over there. Yeah, I need customers to move faster. Probably could use that too. All right, you know what? Just take you out of battle now. Just give them a sec to chunk through all this stuff and take you out and put you in. Do you have double strike by any chance? No, you'll just heal. Maybe I should swap things up. But there are a lot of fish there. All right, I guess send these back into battle now. I'll take one of those. That's all I can afford. All right. Well, if these characters didn't suck, I guess maybe we should take them out of battle too. And try... Yeah, how about this? Let's just send these in to clear out the pond. Yeah. The rare 2 fishing battles at once going on. Oh my god, they're like maxing out the mana immediately. I didn't even think about that. Look at how fast this is filling up. Alright, there. Now send them back into... Let's send them to the waterways. And spend some of this. Alright, take you out. Put you back in. Get those upgrades. Get another adventurer. I mean, kind of so much for the supercharging strategy. Didn't exactly work out the way I expected. I guess it's getting 8 keys. I could use some more loot. Nice. We got a key. Put that in there. I guess dump this. Dump this. Regenerate. That's pretty nice. I don't have any other adventurers for the benefit from this. Actually, let's go with the golem. They got boulder. That's pretty good ability. And you know what? I'll hire an adventurer next. Let's try to get the golem. What is my main party right now? They're all pretty decent level. But I guess this isn't going to help too much. And we got them. I mean, that's nice. We might as well throw them into here. These characters are seemingly terrible. Or we're just getting a bunch of potions. I can't really tell which. So I'm going to try fighting in the next location. I hope that they fail. Because I rebalanced this. And I want them to not necessarily be able to take on the next location. Let's see how they do. Oh, this is great. That's decent. So, will they win? Rogue's dead. Witch Doctor's about to die. Yep. And now it's just the cleric and the... Nope, now it's just the cleric. And I think they're gonna die. But I don't know yet. No. Alright, good. Well, that's how that's supposed to go. It did cost me a bunch of time messing around with that. Alright. I like that. I need a warehouse upgrade now. I like that one too. Nice. They're catching a decent amount of stuff. They're getting quite a lot of mana. I do find that a bit crazy. Alright, just dump all this in the pond. I don't care. Yeah. Alright, they should be earning me tons and tons. Auto fishing. Honestly, still not great. I think I'm going to take it anyway. No, I shouldn't. Should I? How many fish are in there? 11? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's going to help, though. Let's just reroll. Impulse buying. That's actually pretty decent. Let's take it. Oh, now we have a bunch of stuff. Now we probably have mana. Yeah, we have tons of mana. And, wow. Okay. Let's get some more things then. Customers, clear rocks. Witch Doctor upgrade. Sell some of these. Get all of that. Yeah. I have every spell cast right now. Wow. Alright. I guess we need another worker then. Let's also hire another adventurer. I don't need this. Yeah, they're never gonna die, but the haste might help. Yeah, let's take it. Fine. How many fish are in there? Yeah. Let's just restart that battle. I probably shouldn't be upgrading them at all. How fast are they clearing this out? I feel like they're doing such a bad job. I need a bigger warehouse. Swift shoes is good. That's also really interesting. 120% more sludge. So now a carrot is worth 5. Yes, please. Golem plus 9 power. Dying blow is not going to help. None of this is really going to help. Let's take the golem one. Helps now, I suppose. Greedy garbage slime? Yeah, let's take that. Because otherwise we're just not eating anything. Oh my god, we got this again. Wow. Yeah, I think they can take on the next location now. Let's take them out of here. Put them into here. Auto casting would be really nice now. They're still kind of struggling. I should have expanded the weapon shop. Oh well. Yeah, they're winning in there. Nice. It's nice. This run felt even crazier. We're full up on fish. In fact, I almost wonder, should we put another adventure on fishing? We probably should. But the mage would be fighting like 9 at once. We're winning over here. I guess we... I don't even know what. What do I... Like, I want these to go a little bit faster. We could put the mage into this battle too. Now let's do that. That should make them as fast as possible. Alright, let's get some more meat. I don't even need half these things. Like, invalidated a run. And power. Okay, now they're beating these pretty quickly, I think. Finally. And I have supercharged my adventurers at this point. Yeah. And the spells, man. The spells are going off the charts. This is crazy. Okay. This mode was very fun. I don't need any of this. I'll take that one. Alright, yeah, they got it down to 7. Let's start this again. And then I'll send my main party into the final area too. Yeah, we don't even... We can't even keep up with it. They're just getting constant mana. I'm losing money by doing this. But I don't care. And am I getting money by getting fish? Yeah, 5 gold per fish. So I'm getting some of that money back. Enemy power lower? Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is crazy. This run is crazy. I could just turn this off and we would... Or full mana. Yeah, I could turn this off and we get a lot more money. Kind of want to push the limits a little bit though. They're winning, right? Yeah, they're winning. Wow. Alright, let's dump these things in. I want to get another worker. I guess now take out some of them. Maybe this one. Oh, they were probably doing more damage than the other ones were. Alright, let's keep it in. Let's hire another worker. I don't even care that they're an adventurer. Get another worker. Because I just have too much stuff going on. Get that. That, sure. Yep, great. Cast every single spell. We gotta open up these treasure chests too. Can I get another worker? Nope. Alright, I need my characters to move faster. I need everything to go faster. Look at this. Look at how crazy this is. Like a million battle perks. I don't need any of this stuff. Does not seem chill. It's, I mean, you don't have to be clicking frantically for this stuff. Everything will still just happen. But I'm very interested in pushing the limits of this. Alright, you know what? Let's turn this off. We're about to win anyway. Yeah, I'm at full mana. We have all the spells cast. We've gotten all of the loot. I'm just gonna turn this off for a second. Oh, man. Yeah, business succeeded. I'm gonna hit continue playing, though. I want to see... Let's get that. Let's get any of this. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Customer speed. How... Can they, like... Can they handle this? Not really. We need a bunch of other perks, I guess. Yeah, there's just too much loot on the ground. They're every... Yeah. This is not crazy. Oh, that was nice, though. That helped out a lot. Can we get more of all of this stuff? Max customers. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. 21 minutes to win. And this is only speeding everything up. I want another worker or faster speed, yeah. How fast are they winning? 13.5 seconds? Really? Wow. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take out the rogue from this fight and make them win much slower. And put them into the fishing pond and see how fast they beat that. Yeah, so let's take you out and put you into here. And just how fast do they beat this? My mana is shooting up over here. And look at the wisdom sludge climbing. They just drained the pond. Oh my god. It's so funny. What a silly end state. Killing a fish in like half a second. So silly. Alright, let's just get the rest of the perks. I'm just gonna buy everything I can afford and not even look at what they are. Alright, so now if I click this, it harvests everything on the farm. Replants everything immediately. Yeah, the new spell is pretty nice. I like it a lot. Wow, I'm not even gonna look at these either. Let's just get whatever we can afford, as I mentioned. Wow. Infinite mana, infinite everything. Alright, so this will make my crops grow even faster now. We haven't even filled the well. If we fill the well... Oh, we could get that. I'm not going to do that, though. I want to get well water. Where are you? I didn't get it. Also, that last reroll gave me exactly the same perks in exactly the same order. Wow. Well, they're able to keep up now with the loot. Like, my warehouse is empty. And I think it's because... Okay, now it's filled. I forgot what I was going to say. It's because of a lot of things, though. Cloning again. Yeah. The rogue on their own could kill anything. Watch this. We're going to send them into here. And watch them not take any damage and kill everything. And then it'll be impossible for me to keep up with the loot. There's still perks I haven't been offered yet. How long is that taking? 14.7 seconds. Wow. Not enough mana. No one's fishing, that's why. I need to send like one person in to fish. This will harvest everything as soon as I get enough mana. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, it is fun just kind of breaking the game like this. I kind of want to see what happens when you get maxed out well water. I just want to kind of max everything out. You know, we could cheat. No, I can't. I'm playing the real version of the game. I can't cheat. No, I could cheat, right? Why is that not working? No, because it's the real version. Wait. No, there's supposed to be cheats in challenge mode, right? Maybe I took them all out? I think I took them out at some point. Oh, the mushroom is very disappointing in the fishing pond. None of this matters. None of any of this that picking matters. Battle perk cost is reduced by 50? Wow. Alright, so the next thing I want to see is if this spell is cast, this now makes crops grow practically instantaneously. Yeah, look at that. Like shooting upward in maturity. And how many extra seeds do we have? Not much. Wow. Alright, let's just finish this off. None of that matters. I want... Oh, I guess it doesn't matter what I want. I'm going to get everything anyway. I want the increased appetite to be maxed out, and I want to see what that looks like. So I need money, so let's turn this off. Yeah, fishing is pointless. There's increased appetite. I need one more level of it. There it is. Perfect. Okay. So now how fast do they eat from the warehouse? It's like once every 6 seconds, maybe? Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I've already pretty much maxed everything. I got my last worker. Stocking frenzy. We can make workers move super fast. We need the customer spell to end. Like, look at this. We don't have enough customers. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with this. This is very interesting. So I'm going to go share this with some playtesters. And I think it's feeling good. I don't think I'd want to play another like 10 challenges like that. Well, I guess ramping up the difficulty might make it more interesting. But at that point, you already would have had the most broken states in the game. So what, we're going to like scale them back? I'm not sure if that would feel fun. I wonder if we should just stop at 10 challenges. And then, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, nice. We had another unique person play. All right, I'm going to go raid somebody. I don't think I'm going to come back this afternoon. I've just felt a little bit off today. And it hasn't been terrible or anything, but yeah, I want to just relax. Let's raid Tim. I hope you all have a good weekend. Did that raid go off? What happened there? There it goes. Okay, yeah. Hope you all have a good weekend. If you're not already on Discord and you want to join, there's the links. There's one for Adam Learns and one specifically for Skeleseller. Thanks for being here. I hope to be back on Monday. I hope there's good news from the playtesting this weekend. And have a good one, everyone. Let's say hi to Tim.